Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you've enjoyed the last video I put up. To be honest, I don't know if you did because today is the day after I closed off the last video, and so the last video is actually going live tonight as I'm recording this. And essentially it is almost 6 o'clock on Tuesday, the 9th of September, I believe, and I have been, as you saw in my last video, at my desk pretty much the whole day. Jordan and I didn't go for our morning walk this morning because it was really wet and rainy. It was so cute and cozy this morning, to be honest. It was very nice, but we did end up walking to the shops and lugging back a huge bag full of groceries because despite going to Aldi on Sunday, we didn't pick up anything that we actually needed. You know when you go to the shops thinking, I need to pick up this, completely forgetting that you have nothing in the house and really you need to do a big restock of everything. Yeah, I'd completely forgotten, and so it was good to go today and restock. Now, the reason for starting a new video sooner than I'd intentioned is because, as chirpy as I might seem right now, I'm in a little bit of a funk, to be honest. I've had a couple of people, basically I was supposed to have 3 calls this evening, like retreat calls. I had 1 this morning and then 3 this evening, and the 2 that were meant to be this evening, I've got another one at 6, they both had to reschedule. And so it's been one of those days where got all prepped and prepared for something and then it was just sort of cancelled kind of last minute. And not only that, there's just somebody that's just slightly frustrated me, and it's one of those moments where you find that you've been in a little bit of a funk and you kind of want to wallow in it. You really want to just feel sorry for yourself, feel all doom and gloom. And the whole point of what I do is that this is how I used to be a lot of the time when I was younger. So going back 6-7 years ago, I would have high highs, I'm very naturally enthusiastic, but I'd also have low lows. My dominant negative emotion when I was younger was sadness. For whatever reason, I wasn't really an angry person. Sadness and frustration were kind of my negative emotions. And so all of this work that I've done since then to rewire my brain for happiness and self-empowerment and joy and gratitude means that my baseline happiness is so much higher, and that's what I ultimately try and help you guys do too. And so as a result of doing all the work that I've done, I feel so much better than I ever used to feel on a much more frequent basis. But nobody ever, no matter how much work that you do, will ever feel 100% all of the time. And so today is just one of those days where it's the day after the time of the month has finished, and just a few things, few circumstances have just led to my brain hyperfixating on some of the negatives, which is not what we do around here. So I'm gonna stop doing this intro soon, but I thought that I would bring you along with me to see what I do to get myself out of a funk, because ultimately you're probably here watching this video, or someone who follows me, because I give you mindset tips and tricks. And when I asked on Instagram the other day about what you wanted to see on YouTube, a lot of you did say mindset tips and tricks and things to help you feel better more of the time, which is great news because that is what I'm all about. So let's get to it. I have a call in 15 minutes with a retreat applicant who I'm really hoping turns up and doesn't cancel, even though I'm feeling really exhausted. I've had, as you saw in the last video, so many calls recently about my retreats and I'm exhausted. I had a very rejuvenating, that doesn't make grammatical sense, I'm tired. I had a rejuvenating day on Saturday, and also I guess on Sunday, taking some time out from calls and things. But yeah, just feeling a little bit drained, a little bit exhausted, but that's absolutely fine because that's what we're gonna be working on in this video. So what do I do when I'm feeling in a funk and I wanna get myself out of it? Well, for the last hour, I would say, after the last call got rescheduled to tomorrow, I've just been watching, as I mentioned in the last video, I love watching Zoe Ray's videos. I just, find her really authentic, really natural, and to be honest, she's partly what's inspired me to come and do these videos. You can tell yourself that you're not pretty enough, not busy enough, not X, Y, and Z enough to do YouTube, to post stuff on Instagram, to run retreats, to do X, Y, and Z.
But ultimately, none of those reasons are true. There is somebody out there who has got the same circumstances as you, doing the thing that you wish you could do, and the only thing that's stopping you is your belief. So, although I don't have a huge amount going on, I'm not going to let that stop me from filming content, because there is so much that I can share with you and talk to you about. So, inspired by Zoe Ray, and yeah, her vlogs and stuff, just, they're a little bit of a comfort blanket, and I wanted to wallow for a little bit. So I wallowed and watched some of her videos, and I did a little bit of journaling. So I'm all about, if you're feeling low, it's not about ignoring it and trying to put a smile on your face, reading affirmations and trying to feel good about yourself. I think it's important to get it out. So I just jotted down in my journal kind of how I was feeling and what I think had caused it. And ultimately, as you write this, it's really important that you realise that the only reason you're feeling the way you're feeling is because of what's going on up here. No matter who said what to you, no matter what has happened, you, and you're not going to want to hear this, kind of are to blame. And yeah, rubbish things happen. You could be made redundant. You could be broken up with. Someone in your family could die. And absolutely, there are natural reactions to those things. But ultimately, the only reason why you feel sad, feel angry, feel frustrated, feel down is because you're focusing on things that make you feel that way. And if you want to wallow, that's totally fine. You can do that. But the thing with wallowing is it can be a little bit dangerous, because the more you do it, the more of a downward momentum and spiral you get into. So let yourself wallow for a little bit, but give yourself a deadline, a time when you're going to try and snap out of it or do something to make yourself feel better. And the first place to start with that is what you'll also find when you're writing down how you're feeling is you keep saying, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. So I said, I'm feeling a little bit crap. I'm in such a funk. I feel so down in the dumps. And when you say I sentences, you are reaffirming how you feel and confirming to yourself that that is what you are, but you are not down in the dumps. That's not your name. You can feel however you want to feel, and your brain and body understand your words. So the neurons that control how you feel and the neurons that control your ability to pronounce language are multifaceted. So when you say I feel frustrated, your body knows what the word frustrated feels like, and so it feels a little bit more frustrated. On the flip side, your brain and your body understand what the word calm feels like. So when you say I want to feel calm, you instantly feel a little bit more calm. So if you were stuck in a funk, then I would firstly suggest that you look at what you've been telling yourself. Because if you're telling yourself, I'm feeling rubbish, I'm feeling so exhausted, then it's no wonder that you're feeling that way. Ask yourself, how do you want to feel? And it might feel difficult because you might be so determined to stay in this low mood. And again, that's fine for a small period of time, but when you're ready to get out of it, ask yourself, how do you want to feel? I asked myself that question and I said, I want to feel hopeful, calm, and at peace. And as I wrote that, I started to feel hopeful, calm, and at peace. And to be honest, that is pretty much when my journaling stopped. And I thought, hang on a minute, let me get out the camera and record this process of what I'm doing. And so you will find that when you focus on how you want to feel rather than how you are feeling, if it's a negative feeling, you start to feel more positive. And it doesn't necessarily make you feel those words straight away, but it reduces the negative momentum you have going for the negative emotion and starts to wind it backwards, back up to an upward trajectory. So I am going to prep for this call now. I'm going to put a smile on my face because smiling releases endorphins. I'm not going to focus on the thing that I was feeling frustrated about, because if I focus on the thing I'm feeling frustrated about, I'm going to feel more frustrated. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write a list of 5 things that I'm grateful for about the subject that I was previously annoyed about. And this is an absolute game changer. So once again, the last thing you might want to do is to write a list of things that you love and appreciate about the thing that you're feeling a lot of negative emotion about. And again, that's fine, but it works wonders. So when I first tried this out, I think I probably saw it somewhere. It was suggested to me, and it was around Christmas time, maybe just after, because I had a pile of Christmas cards that were going to go to waste. Anyway, I was in my 9-to-5 job at the time, and I was just getting so frustrated with a couple of the people on my team. And I could feel the negative momentum of frustration kind of taking me downwards, getting really annoyed at these people. So I thought, I have A hack for this, I got out the Christmas cards and I wrote in a card for each person that I was feeling frustrated about. And in the card, I wrote 5 things that I appreciated or loved about that person. Writing those 5 things didn't feel hard because as soon as you start thinking about that person in a positive light, because you have to, if you're trying to write even just one thing you're grateful for about that person, you have to. Your brain is forced to think about them in a positive light rather than in the negative light you've been focusing on for quite a while. And so just thinking about seeing them in a positive light brings up so many different things that you could be grateful for about them. So maybe they're really annoying you because they're asking you so many questions. Well, be grateful for their level of enthusiasm. You could have someone that doesn't give a damn and doesn't ask any questions, and that would annoy you. So that is what I'm going to do about this thing that I'm frustrated about. And I know that it's going to make me feel calmer and happier about this situation or this person that I'm writing it about. So let's go do that. So it is a few minutes later, and I think that my final call of the day is going to have to reschedule as well. So it's just one of those days where nothing you plan or that is planned seems to go to plan. So that's that. Plan for the rest of the evening is to eat because I am really, really hungry because we didn't really have anything in. I haven't really had lunch, and yeah, I could do with some food. So I'm going to eat. And then as soon as it gets dark outside, I'm going to have an everything shower. So I said I was going to do that in the last video, but I never ended up doing it. I can't remember why. I think I ended up having a call quite late and then I was starving and then there just wasn't time. But this hair, it's been slicked back a few too many times. And don't worry, this is not grease, this is mousse. And it could really use a wash and my legs could really use a shave. So as soon as it gets dark outside, well, I will show you, but one of my favourite self-care things to do is to keep the lights off in the bathroom, to light a candle, to turn the torch on my phone so there's just like a little bit of torchlight and the candle, have a shower, have some music on, not a podcast, just some relaxing evening music that sort of helps me wind down for bed. And yeah, just take my time in the shower. I'm not somebody who really likes taking a long time in the shower unless I have the ambience. So if it's like the middle of the day and I just need a wash, like I'll get in and out in a few minutes. But if I need to wash my hair and it's dark and I can make it cozy and I can make it aesthetic and atmospheric, you best believe I will, because I will stay in, okay, maybe for like 15 minutes. I feel like people who love showers stay in way longer than 15 minutes, but maybe it's even 10 minutes. I don't stay in for long, but it's longer than normal. So I will bring you with me, whatever I do. I have, yes, finished the 5 things that I'm grateful for about the thing that was bringing me frustration. I am now focusing also on the positives of not having this call and these people having to rearrange. It's given me some time to gather my strength and to, gain some energy for tomorrow when some of the rescheduled calls are, and means I can just have a chilled rest of the day. I've done quite a bit of work today. It gives me some time to contact some other people rather than being on a call and not being able to do anything else, possibly to put a post out on social. And, well, yes, I'll be posting about the last video. So I will keep you updated with the other things I do to lift my mood. But part of it is about accepting it. And the second part is admitting that although it feels comfortable to wallow, actually you want nothing more than to feel good, because feeling really, really good is a way better feeling than feeling miserable and sorry for yourself. So if that's you, you're in the right place. Stick with me for the rest of this video and we will both be feeling on top of the world by the end of this video, and a stark contrast to how we felt at the beginning. I'll see you whatever I end up doing in the next clip. new chicken. Do you like it?
It tastes like the other one. It's nice.
I think it tastes quite different.
I think.
But I do like it.
Maybe I didn't fully deep it.
He thinks using the word deep, like, who says that?
I say it ironically. Is that the right word?
Yeah. Deep it.
It's got some flavour to it.
Yeah.
It's not too strong.
Not, just like the walk. Not too strong, not too
Not
weak.
too strong.
Just above that amount.
Just about right, mate.
This lighting is awful, but I'm gonna eat my food and all in my joggies and my hoodie. We're gonna watch something and then I'm gonna have my shower. You meditating?
De-stressing, debriefing.
Deeping the de-stress. I've lost it.
She has.
Whenever you've had a day of not feeling your best, something that is so important to do before you head to bed is to ask yourself, what was the best thing that happened today? When you ask yourself this question, no matter how bad you think the day has been, you force your brain to reflect on all of the good things that happened in the day. Essentially, looking back over the day with glasses of positivity. And that's not to try and force yourself to be positive at all. What you're simply doing is answering a question, and a very simple question. What was your favourite moment of the day? The reason why we do this is because when you fall asleep, you're falling asleep with the last thing in your mind being something good that happened in the day. And when you do that, you are not concluding that the day was bad. You're ending the day focusing on something good that happened, which optimizes your ability to wake up feeling positive and in a good mood the next day. Another thing I like to do before I go to bed is I like to write a list, all of the things that I gained throughout the day. So when I say gained, I mean fresh air, a fridge full of food, positive interaction with a stranger, a phone call from your mum, a message from your friend. Just like answering the question of what was your favorite moment of the day, asking yourself, what did I have in abundance today? What great things came my way? No matter how small, you're training your brain to focus on the things that make you feel good rather than things that make you feel like you're not enough. So these are some of the exercises that I did before I went to bed to make sure that I would fall asleep feeling good, feeling enough, and therefore wake up feeling the best I could.
You say you don't wanna get in trouble, that you don't find cause you got me. I don't wanna break your little bubble, but you gotta wake up to reality. Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full of dreams. Tears are a proof of failure, you just gotta let them fall.
Good morning. I'm feeling so much more refreshed this morning. We literally have been waking up at 6 a.m. and immediately getting up straight away for the past at least a month. Like, we haven't had a lie-in at least a month. And so when we woke up today, it was just so warm and so cozy, and we ended up falling back to sleep. Usually, falling back to sleep makes me more tired later on, but actually I feel so refreshed. I've got clean hair, I've got really smooth legs. I decided to get into an outfit that makes me feel really, really good in myself and a lot more put together. And it's gonna be a great day because we're going to make it a great day. I've got some exciting calls today with some people that are really interested in the retreat. Shock horror, when do I not have calls about the retreat? It's just my life at the minute. Jordan and I this evening need to go through and change some of our flights because we were meant to be flying out on the 30th of September, which is literally in a couple of weeks' time. And then the flights that we got back, basically we booked flights about a year ago for this retreat. Okay, maybe not quite a year ago, just under a year ago for this retreat. And we booked them because they were so cheap. And we booked them kind of thinking, if we need to change them, we can change them. Anyway, we were meant to change them a while ago. And what we didn't realise was that after a certain point, like 45 days before your flight, the fee to change your flights basically doubles. So it's £50 per person per way. But we've got to do it because we can't leave the cat for a month. Our neighbour's going to look after the cat, hopefully. But going away for a month doesn't feel like the best option. I've also got some other bits of work that I would be missing if I did that. So we're gonna go out for 3 weeks instead, which is still incredible. So we'll be moving the date that we leave from the 30th to the 7th, so basically just the following Monday. And then we'll have 1 week before the retreat, and then the retreat, and then we're going to head back on the 28th. So we'll have a week, I think, again, after the retreat, just to decompress, because the very first retreat that we did, we headed home the day after it finished. And it was so strange because so much had happened. We'd had this incredible experience with these incredible people, and then all of a sudden it was over and we were back home. So it's really important that we go out the week before, because first of all, it gets us in the right headspace, refamiliarises ourselves with the area. Also, we really make the most of that time to, one, capture content, to scout out new places. So we have a sunrise hike, and usually we just go back to the villa. But the last retreat, we thought it would be really lovely to have breakfast out on like a beachfront taverna. And so we used the week before to find the right place, to meet the owners, to sort out menus and how much stuff would cost. And it just makes the week of the retreat so much easier and gives us more ideas for the future. And then again, having the week after the retreat allows us to capture any content that we didn't get, allows us to create new connections and this, that and the other that we wouldn't be able to do if we were in the UK. So very, very exciting, but yeah, we need to change our flights. We also haven't booked our accommodation yet because we didn't know whether we were going to be changing the flights. So we need to sort that out. We also need to drop our car off at a garage to go and get a service. And something that we've been desperate to do, that we haven't done yet, that we really, really, really need to do, and my mum keeps bugging me about, is registering with the doctors, because we haven't done that yet. So we need to do that. That's on the to-do list for today. I don't know if this lighting is the best, but some other things I'm going to do to make sure that my high vibe this morning stays high vibe is I'm going to take my tablets. I am notorious for not taking my tablets. So about a year ago, I got told that I was really iron deficient, and my mum, bless her, thought that I just needed like one of the normal tablets. No, your girl was very iron deficient. This was back to when I was vegan. So I was vegan since COVID, and I just wasn't getting enough iron in. That's why now I would say I'm more vegetarian, so I have eggs. Just because, one, going away to Greece for the retreat, spending multiple weeks out there, it's really difficult to get my protein in and get enough nutrients from an all-inclusive that's not really optimized for vegans. So eggs end up being my breakfast most days when I'm out there, because there's literally nothing else to have. And I'm also gluten-free, which makes it even trickier. So supplements that I take. One is maca. This happens to be a black maca just because it was the highest milligram at the lowest price on Amazon. And yeah, it also comes with Panax ginseng and the black pepper. Now, I wouldn't take maca if it wasn't for my mum raging about it. She really believes in maca. Apparently, it helps to stabilise your hormones. So as a female, maca is apparently really, really good. So when I remember, I take one of these a day. These are my trusty iron tablets. Yes, 200 milligrams ferrous sulfate twice a day, which I try to remember to take. So I have those, and then two things that I've recently added. One, at the request of my mum. My mum is very passionate about me taking vitamin D3. These were literally from Savers. I think they were like £1.50. So I take one of these a day when I remember. And then I had a really, really bad breakout of acne, like a couple of weeks ago, and it just came from nowhere. I wasn't using any new products apart from vitamin C serum. So my sister wanted some, and I was like, oh, I'll try it too. And then had this massive breakout 2 weeks later. So I decided, whilst I was in Savers, they had skin, hair and nails tablets. Now, they're also about £1.50. So I don't know if they're doing anything. Since I've been using them, the acne has cleared up, but it was probably going to clear up anyway. So I will only ever come on here and say, take this, it's really, really good, if I've actually seen proper results from it. There's only actually like one brand that I have a partnership with. And when I say partnership, I mean I promote their products. I don't get paid for it, but I promote them because I really like them. So half the time, I don't care if a brand sends me their products. I would never promote them in exchange for the product unless I actually liked the product. So the only product that I really like is Magic Mind. I wasn't even going to mention this here, but I somehow stumbled upon the topic. I do have a discount code. I don't get anything from it, literally. I don't get any money from you using the discount code. Sometimes Magic Mind will send me some free bottles of Magic Mind, and the reason why I'm talking about it on here is because I find that they actually work. So I'm someone who loves a coffee in the morning or two because it's just so cozy, and in my brain I'm like, it's gonna wake me up. It's just become a ritual. However, one cozy morning coffee is fine, but when you're reaching for coffee or energy drinks during the day because you feel so tired, that's not as healthy, I don't think. So Magic Mind is this healthy little shot that has adaptogens in it, has green tea extract in it, has so much in it that basically you can either have instead of your morning coffee, or you can have it after your morning coffee, and it prolongs the effects of the caffeine. And what I found, it didn't work immediately. I had to take the Magic Mind for about 5-6 days, which I think they recommend anyway. They say that you'll start seeing results after about a week. So that kind of matched up. Anyway, I would have my morning coffee, I would take my Magic Mind, and I just wouldn't have any desire for coffee at all. And I wouldn't feel tired. My energy levels would be maintained throughout the day. They taste nice. They're not grim. They're already bottled up. So unlike a lot of these energy or healthy shop things, you usually have to use the powder and mix it. I had to switch to maca tablets from maca powder because it makes me gag. Right, anything that I have to mix, unless it's protein powder that is really optimized for dissolving in water and blending up, I just can't do it. I hate the taste, and then I feel like it gives me headaches. I've had greens powders before, and unless it's in a smoothie, yeah, it doesn't go down well. So the fact that this is pre-made, tastes nice, you can do it in one, and the effects I've found, for me at least, have been so great. That's the only product so far that I've actually felt worth in talking about. They aren't the cheapest, which is why I'm glad I have a discount code to give you. So my recommendation would be to give them a try, see how you get on with them, take them consecutively, and that's when you'll really notice the difference. So I am waiting for a shipment of Magic Mind that should be coming soon, and as soon as I get it, I'll tell you a little bit more about it.
We did it. Oh, push it into action.
Hi! Do you know what's really funny and really fits in well with the theme of this YouTube video is that I've just been nattering on to you guys for the last 10 minutes, and the whole time my phone was recording in slow-mo, so that footage is most likely going to be unusable. But we are taking our car in for a service, so in front of me is Jordan driving at NX5. We've got to go and take it, leave it at the guy's place, he's going to service it. He's super busy, everywhere seems super busy, so this was the only way we could do it. So we're going to drop the car off, Jordan's then going to get into this car, and then we're going to head to register at the doctor's. I also want to make some lunch, but I don't have any mushrooms, and I want mushrooms as part of my lunch, so I think I'm going to stop by Aldi on the way back. But yeah, right now I am going to enjoy this time in the car by myself. I do love a little bit of car karaoke, so I'm going to put on some of my favourite songs and sing along and just enjoy myself, because today's been another day like yesterday where nothing really has gone to plan. We had to push the car to get it started. It's absolutely fine, it's got a brand new battery, so there's nothing wrong with it. But it's just been sat for a while, so we had to push that, but it was super easy. We've done it quite a few times, to be fair. I should quite enjoy it. A bit exciting. And then I had 2 calls. One person didn't answer, the other person had a work emergency and needs to reschedule. So it's just been another day of just things not working. But anyway, a few weeks ago, I actually posted a podcast with a number of therapy tubes, things that you can do that make you feel better without spending a load of money on therapy. And one of those, or a few of those things, were around this idea of either getting in the car and going for a drive by yourself or with someone else, or going on a walk or a run. Something that gives your brain the impression that you're moving forwards and you're making progress in some way. So when you're at home, sat by your desk or on your bed, just scrolling through TikTok, you're not making any progress and your brain knows it. You're stuck, you're still, and if you're feeling in a funk, that really doesn't help you to feel any better. Whereas getting in the car,
moving literally makes your brain to feel like things are happening, things are progressing, and you're making progress. So I'm just going to clock off from this vlog or this video for a few minutes until we get to our destination, and I'm going to sing and I'm going to enjoy this time. I'm going to enjoy the views, and I'm going to be full of joy when Jordan then gets in his car and we continue for part 2 of the journey. So we'll see you when I next see you. Give us a wave. We have been for a little while. The service, well, the car's been dropped off, so hopefully that's all going well. And then we headed to the doctor's as planned, and so I've moved around a lot. I have lived in a lot of different places, and every time I've gone to register at the doctor's, I can't do it online. The system just doesn't work, or they don't offer it, or they need proof that I am who I say I am. So I just thought, rather than go through all that faff, we'll just go in. So we went in, and the lady just, it's like she didn't quite understand. Well, she said, oh, you could do it online. And I said, well, you know, we've got everything here. Can we just do it here? And so she gave us these 2 pieces of paper, and Jordan and I were a little bit confused. We were like, do we just fill them in here? And she was like, yeah, or you can take them away with you because we'll need to see some ID. And I said, well, we've brought it with us, so we've got everything that we need. Or the only thing that we don't have is a pen. Can we have a pen to fill it out with, as you would, right? And then she was like, well, we don't have any pens. Then she was like, but you can take them away with you and do it at home and bring it back in. It's like, well, if we do that, we might as well just do it online. So we didn't get registered at the doctor's, and we're going to do that online. And then I did go to Aldi, and I did buy mushrooms and an avocado, and the clip that I think you just have seen was me showing my lunch. And I've just been editing the vlog or the video just before filming this little bit, and I realised that I completely forgot to add mushrooms to my dinner and to my lunch. So the whole reason I went to Aldi was to pick up mushrooms, which I did. I completely forgot to add them, but I did get avocado, and I did put avocado in, and it was delicious, so I can't complain. One of the best tips I have for when you're feeling like nothing is going your way, like the last 2 days for me, is to not get frustrated about the fact that you feel a bit low. So first thing first is accept that, okay, things that have happened make sense why I'm feeling this way. I discussed at the beginning of the video things that you can do to get yourself out of that headspace. But if things keep on challenging you and you're finding it really hard to stay positive, that's fine. Try and just stay neutral. So a lot of the time we're told to be positive, not be negative. But actually what isn't talked about all that much is that in the middle of negative and positive is neutral. So sometimes it can be really hard to focus on the positives when you're so wrapped up in something, or when you feel physically so bleh. But actually, you don't have to try and make yourself be positive, and you also don't have to sink into the negative. You can just try and stay neutral. So bird's eye view the situation, and you can laugh about it, but just see it for what it is. It's just this day where so many things just haven't gone to plan. Have a little giggle. You don't have to turn everything into a positive if you don't want to, but just don't let yourself get frustrated, because if you get frustrated at your mood and the fact that you can't snap out of it, then you're just adding more frustration and negative emotion to the fuel that you've already got going. So rather than adding more, just accept the existing fuel and stop focusing on it. Like we said earlier, stop focusing on the fact that you're exhausted or you're frustrated. Just let yourself be. And when you let yourself be, it's more likely that something will come your way that puts a smile on your face. Or nothing might happen, but you just get hit with this positive feeling, and then you can just follow that feeling. So Jordan, to be honest, is also having a bit of a bleh day. And whilst we're having a bleh day, we're feeling a little bit exhausted, we're feeling a bit like, what else is gonna come our way? We're not letting it make us deep down in the dumps. We're cracking on. We're not focusing on the things that we're finding challenging or the things that haven't gone to plan. We're just moving forwards. We're keeping our headspace neutral, finding positives where we can, and just rolling with those punches. It is a few days later, and I realised I didn't do a proper outro for this video, so here I am saying goodbye. I hope that you have found this video to be helpful, and the few tips and tricks that I've given you have given you a bit of a game plan as to how to get yourself out of this funk. It's been a few days for me, but this video will only have been a matter of half an hour for you. So hopefully even throughout this video, it's made you smile a couple of times, whether it's us pushing the car or me just chatting gibberish to you. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already and give it a big like. We're a small community at the minute, but it would be really fun to grow. I think part of the reason why I'm enjoying doing this long form content is because being able to share more of my life with you and more of what I do to stay positive a lot of the time allows you to feel more involved in my life as opposed to a short form video or a couple of Instagram stories. So hopefully you feel more part of the community and more like you know me a little bit better after these videos. I am really enjoying it, so hopefully this will continue, but it's always much more enjoyable to continue when you know that people like the video. So again, you can physically like it or you can verbally write something in the comments, which would be amazing. This video I'm planning to go live on Sunday, and then my dad is actually coming up Monday to Wednesday. He's never seen where we live before and he wants to have a bit of an explore of the area and to see some of the really cool places that we've got around us. So I was thinking I might film that. We're gonna go to some country parks, maybe go to a couple of locks, and it should be a lot of fun. Anyway, I shall see you sometime next week. I appreciate you.